Right, where do I even begin? Actually, I begin by saying hello. Hope you guys are good. But I had a miserable, very bad fantasy prediction. I mean, I've scored 6 out of 14, which is around 43%. But when you look at the games which I had predicted, I mean, some of them are actually pretty close. For example, the Seattle game. It's like, what was that play calling about? Like, come on, Pete Carroll, you're a genius, man. Come on, think of something much clearer than that. But then you also look at New Orleans against what do you call it, Washington. I mean, leading by 15, and then you allow Drew Brees to come back. Of course, it's going to win the game. Right? The defense, like I said in my prediction, the defense is going to play well. I said if they were to try to play well, like they did against Seattle, there was a bigger chance for them to win the game. But you don't allow Drew Brees to come back on you when you're up 15. Like, it's Drew Brees. This guy knows how to do what he does. He's like one of the best in the league. So I was quite surprised that they actually allow him. I mean, that defense should actually allow him to get back. But why don't we just get started with all the games? I mean, the first day night football, I had the Steelers to win the game. Titans didn't have a chance. Marcus Mariota was going to struggle against that defense. I told him, I predicted, even though they didn't have what do you call them, the ex-Browns defense cornerback, they still went out there and the bowled. So Joe Hayden, in fact, they still went out there and they actually bowled. They pressured them, they pressured. There was plays that Marcus Mariota wasn't actually perhaps not used to be making, and then there were coverages where it was perhaps not hadn't seen before, and then that was very unusual for Marcus Mariota. He doesn't throw picks. This guy's very conservative. He's a bit like Alex Smith, but a better version of Alex Smith. So see him throw that many picks was unprecedented in a certain sense, but he played, he did what he could have done. That defense was very good. Hopefully, he can carry Big Ben and the rest up to at least the divisional round, and then hopefully the playoffs. What do you call it? Hopefully the Super Bowl. But the next game, the Chiefs against the Giants, that was one game that I didn't quite understand. Alex Smith is doing Alex Smith stuff, which is literally not playing well. You've got guys that can make plays. Now, I understand the New York pass defense is a very good defense. They've got good pass rushers, they've got good corners, but come on, man, you got Tyreek Hill, you got Albert Wilson, you've got Tyreek, what do you call him? What do you call him? Karen Hunt as your running back. Like, you got Andy Reid as the head coach. You had 1 week to prepare to go against the Giant who struggle against the 49ers. And then you guys turn up and you couldn't beat them. Man, you guys not serious. You guys are not serious. But you get the Bucks against actually the Giants. Gotta give them credit. That was a good win for them. So kudos to them. The Bucks against the Dolphins. I had Miami to come out top, but Florida battle ended up being the Bucks. The Bucks played well. They bowled out. What do you call them? Ryan Fitzpatrick had a game. He literally went off, and then he did what he needed to do. I mean, you don't have James. You don't have James. Hopefully, you needed someone to step up and then making good of the weapon you've had, and that's exactly what Ryan Fitzpatrick did. The Rams against the Vikings. I expected it to be a close game, so I didn't expect Jared Goff to be this inefficient in a certain sense. But Jared Goff, when you think about it, he didn't throw any picks. Jared Goff did what he could have done. It was just a matter of his defenders finding ways to perhaps find what we call it, making big plays to get them to get some points on the board. But they didn't get the chance to do that against that Viking defense. Mike Zimmer is a genius, a defensive genius. He didn't allow to be outcoached by Sean McVay, who I believe was going to do business there. But Mike Zimmer is done. He's very, very good defensive-minded coach, and kudos to them as well for doing what they needed to do. Washington against the I mentioned, Kirk did everything he needed to do. Kirk went out and bowled. It was up to the defense to step up. They did their part in the first half of the game. The second half, I felt like they were tired. There wasn't enough energy for them to keep on going. It's Drew Brees. He's going to be relentless. He's going to come after you until you can no longer stand on your feet, and that's exactly what we did. But Washington, it looks promising. But they will get it together. The Cards against the Texans, I had the Cards to win. AP to run over the Texans, it didn't happen. There was a play that DeAndre Hopkins made. I told you DeAndre Hopkins was going to get a lot of targets. It did against Patrick Peterson, one of the best corners in the league. Man, DeAndre Hopkins is a dog. DeAndre Hopkins is good. Definitely Pro Bowl he's definitely making the Pro Bowl this year. It's fascinating to see a guy like that still perform at a high level despite the quarterback that is there. He knows his stuff. He's such a crafty player. I love watching DeAndre Hopkins. And can you just imagine what it would have been had Deshaun Watson been there? Man, bro, it's going to be good for them. They've got a good future. The Lions against the Bears. I predicted the Lions to go and win. The Bears step up in a certain sense. And the Lions did what they had to do. For me, I didn't feel like the Bears would have generated enough offense. I mean, I believe they could have generated enough offense. They allowed the running backs to run the show, but they did to a certain extent. But think about it, the Lions have got very good run stoppers, both as linebackers and also first defensive front. But the Bears are moving in the right direction. Are they going to try to contest for position in that division? I don't see it. The Lions, they have to take the opportunity, given how the Packers are playing at the moment. Lions, they've got to win the division. Hopefully, I don't know, but it's going to be a tough matchup for them. But Lions, kudos to them. Next, the Jags against the Browns. I had Jags win the game against the Browns. Jaguars, they've got very good defense. They will always bowl, regardless of the opponent in front of them. Jaguars defense is going to allow them to stay in the game and bowl. Browns, they do what they need to do at times, but they made some big plays as well. The Browns made some big plays. It wasn't their day. Ravens against the Packers. Predicted Brett Hundley wasn't going to have his way against that Packers defense, that Ravens defense, and that's exactly what happened. They shut him out, no points scored. Ravens defense it's reminiscent of Ray Lewis defense, where you literally stop the pass of the ball, you rush him to the point that he can't actually throw the ball. You also got good corners at the back. They did what they had to do. They won the game easy peasy. Next game, we've got the Bills against the Chargers. The Bills, this is funny. The Bills, I don't know. You got Tyrod Taylor, he doesn't throw picks. Tyrod Taylor is very conservative as well. Tyrod Taylor would use both his throwing ability and his running ability, but perhaps leans more on his running ability than he does on the throwing ability. So understand from that point of view why they wanted to bench him. But you're running a rookie? Come on, man. You serious? The guy went and threw 5 picks. He threw 5 picks, like one after the over. It's like he was actually asking the DBs, right, who else wants to pick? I'm going to throw you the ball now. Don't worry. Be ready. I'm going to throw you the ball. You don't do that. I mean, come on. You serious? I love watching the Chargers defense go out there and bowl. They literally light it up. And to the Bengals against the Broncos. I had the Broncos to win the game. I believe that defense, the no-fly zone, would have stepped up and then stopped Andy Dalton and his boys. Offensively, they weren't many. Offensively, you've got Brock Osweiler. Really? You don't win games with Brock Osweiler? I mean, you won games with him. Don't get me wrong, but are you gonna win games with Brock Osweiler now? Nah, it's not happening. There's a reason it didn't happen in Houston. There's a reason it didn't happen with the Browns, and there's also a reason why it's not happening right now with the Broncos. So think about a QB change. Patriots against the Raiders in Mexico. I had the Raiders to win. I thought DC was going to turn up, but Captain 12 on the other side is not going to let you turn up. He's Captain 12 everywhere. Whether it's New England or whether it's Mexico, this guy balls. Kudos to them. Eagles against Cowboys. The truth. The truth did what the truth does. Hey, like they say, the truth will set you free. Carson Wentz went out and did what he needs to do. Cowboys, I didn't. You've got no Zeke, no Tyron Smith. Hey man, you can't go against. I mean, you got Philly defense. They have Fletcher Cox. They got rookie Barnett, who literally sprints after the QB. He literally sprints after the QB in order to get him. He's a very good pass rusher. Even though they lost to Michael Kendricks, they're balling in the sense that you wouldn't even believe that they lost some of those guys. But I'm so impressed with how they're playing. You got Ronald Darby as well, came back from injury, and then you got a third round rookie who's coming back from injury. Philadelphia are going to face New England in the Super Bowl. Like I said, Seattle Seahawks against the Falcons. No Sherman, no confidence though. It's going to be a tough matchup. High scoring game, but Seahawks should have won that game. Personally, the Seahawks should have won that game. I mean, when you see exactly the usual routine that, what do you call it? When you see the usual routine Russell Wilson does coming back into games, he literally galvanizes teams, come back into games, but this wasn't one of them. The Falcons went and bowled. Kudos to them. They're probably coming back into their own now, having won against the Seattle Seahawks. Hopefully it'll be reminiscent of this Falcons team that we've seen last season. But Seahawks, they need to look at themselves. I mean, to be fair, it's good. It's not a bad win. It's not a bad loss. Sorry, given that the Rams also lost, so it's not like anybody else is overtaking you apart, and especially given that the Cards also the Cards also lost. So it's like you were still in your position. That division's fine already, but the Seahawks will regroup and literally come back. I believe in that. But so far this week, it's been very interesting, especially like some of those high teams, some of those very talented teams went against other very good teams, and it was in a sense, in a way, very good matchups to see exactly what they were made of. Which exactly who is ready for Super Bowl. The Patriots did what they needed to do. The Oakland Raiders, the Philadelphia did what they needed to do against the Dallas Cowboys. Are these guys going to get to meet in the Super Bowl? We'll have to wait and see. Until then, you guys take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Peace.